if you had any doubts about it, let him go. Austin Butler is that guy. He is him. He's the full show. So let's get into it. Back to Archer Vision, brought to you by MovieArcher.com. I'm Nico, and today we're here to talk about Caught Stealing, the latest film from Darren Aronofsky, starring Austin Butler, Regina King, Zoe Kravitz, Matt Smith, Vincent D'Onofrio, Liv Shriver, and Bad Bunny is in this movie as well. This is an American crime thriller movie with Austin Butler at the center. He's the star of this. It's about him. He is a washed up high school baseball phenom who gets hurt, and he has to give that life up. So we fast forward to his life in New York. He's living a low-end life, and he gets roped into his neighbor's life of crime. His neighbor played by Matt Smith, and then antics ensue, and then the movie plays sort of like an escape movie. He's trying to do all these things to get out of it. It's pretty fast-paced. It's pretty high-octane. There's a good amount of action as well. I will say this does feel like a very, very different movie for Darren Aronofsky, and I don't necessarily mean that in a negative way as like an insult, although I do think it's something, it's a place where my mind kept going during the film and even after I got out of it, and now as I'm recording this, it's sort of coming back very, very strongly. When you see the movie, I think you'll know what I mean. If you know his filmography, you're watching this fast-paced crime thriller that has like a fun amount of comedy in it too, and you sit there and think about, oh, this is the same guy who directed Requiem for a Dream, Black Swan, Mother, The Whale recently, right? And I'm all for directors changing their styles, right? It's a reason why I like Luca Guadagnino so much, is his movies don't feel the same. Yet with this one, it does feel like something so simple and so sort of mainstream and like, I don't know, the status quo of a lot of films that come out during the year as opposed to what Aronofsky usually does. So maybe he wanted to do this after, something like The Whale. He wanted like a bit of a return to form, a bit of a reset, maybe something for the studio, right? Sony, who knows? But all that being said, I thought this movie was pretty decent, and I think most people will walk out of this thing giving it a thumbs up. And that is because besides everything, the number one thing that makes this movie work is Austin Butler. The guy's a bona fide movie star. If you doubted his ability to carry a film, which I don't know how you would have that take anymore, but that's fine. Some people do. Some people aren't Austin Butler fans. But if you've doubted his ability to lead a film or doubted the idea that this guy is a movie star, throw that out the door. He is. This is pretty different from things we've seen him do before. You got Elvis, Dune, The Bike Riders, right? Eddington, right? He's sort of showed some versatility as an actor there, and here he really shines. He really is a star. Gives a pretty good performance in here. He goes through a lot of places and he owns it all. That's why this movie works. While the screenplay isn't super clean and some things are predictable, some things are a little cliche, if you will, the movie can feel chaotic at times. He's owning every single moment, and he is really the one keeping you engaged. There's no reason in this movie you have not to root for him either. He's not even the most likable or sympathetic character, but he's so damn convincing. He has so much damn charisma almost effortlessly that it really works. I think what's awesome about this movie is it does feel like sort of like a 90s throwback movie star vehicle where, right, you could think of a lot of these movies with these famous actors like Steven Seagal or a lot of Nicolas Cage movies, right, where the movie around the star isn't necessarily great. Things happen, it's action heavy, it's fun, nothing deep or profound or life-changing, but the guy at the center, the actor at the center, is doing everything, and they're the selling points. So shout out to Austin Butler. I think this solidifies that he's a star and can lead any single thing he's in. And that brings me to everything else. Everything else is decent. And that's kind of all I have to say. I touched on the script a little bit. The story is pretty good. They do give you some intrigue early. He's a former baseball player. He had a lot of potential. He screwed that up. He screws up a lot of things in his life. So you do kind of buy in a little bit, has a nice relationship with his mom that you explore. And then when the crime antics ensue, it is pretty fun. The movie is never boring, I'll tell you that. While some things happen that you may groan or eye roll at, and things don't necessarily feel as clean or put together as maybe you would prefer, It's entertaining. It's fun. There's a good amount of humor. The action's cool. There's also some really unexpected character fates, and characters kind of pop in and out. And there are some twists and turns, some better than others. So the movie kept me multiple times. I was like, oh, okay, or whoa, that happened. So I think Aronofsky does this nice job of like evoking certain things, whether it's shock value or laughter or emotion, to keep this thing moving along. And that's why I'm telling you, it really is a satisfied experience by the end. In terms of the rest of the cast, Matt Smith is really, really fun. He brings just an awesome sort of chaotic British rock star energy to this thing that I love and I actually wanted more of. I wish we got more of him in this movie. And then everyone else is good. And nobody's bad. But I do think with all those actors I named, you got Zoe Kravitz, Regina King, Vincent D'Onofrio, Bad Bunny, and, Liv Schreiber, you would think I would leave this movie, or I at least thought I would walk out of this movie highlighting one of them, especially someone like Regina King. I find it weird that I will just watch the movie with Regina King in it, and she's not the most memorable part of it, but that's okay. Score was kind of fun. The music, the idols are featured in this movie too, so it's once again, it's fun. I will say another thing I really like about this movie, and I don't know how many like movie fans watching this or in the world will relate to this the way I do, but the movie loves baseball. The movie loves baseball. Like I said, his character is a former baseball player, and there's this sort of love of the Giants him and his mom have. He's from California. He's a Giants fan. In real life, I'm a diehard Cubs fan. I'm a big baseball fan. There's Cubs things all on this wall back here that you can't necessarily see. But I think this movie captured something really, really cool and relatable for me. In this movie, the Giants are fighting for a playoff spot, and that's what the Cubs are doing right now. And it perfectly captures the both incredible joy and incredible despair of every single game when your team is competing for the playoffs. When they win, you feel like $1 million. When they lose, you feel like it's the worst thing in the world. When you're trailing a team by a couple games, you just want them to lose so bad and you want to win so bad. And that sort of keeps coming up throughout the movie that I personally really related to and I thought was really, really fun. So if you're a baseball fan, I actually think you'll really enjoy parts of this movie. If not, you probably will think it sucks. I don't know. I do think your threshold will vary. I could definitely see people walking out of this thinking it's not very good or it was basic or it was okay. And I think that's fair. I said most people I think will give it a thumbs up because I think it's worth the price of admission. I think this is actually a perfect movie to where if you have nothing to do and you're like, hey, let's go see a movie. Let's go see that Austin Butler one. I think this could be a date movie. I think it could be a friend's movie. I think it could be a movie that you go and enjoy by yourself. So I would recommend seeing it, especially at this time of the year when there really isn't anything else out. To summarize, this thing works because Austin Butler is a movie star and everything else beside him is solid. I'm going to give this movie like a really solid 7 out of 10. If we were doing stars, I would actually go lower, like a 3, maybe I guess a 3.5 would equate to 7, but I think there's worse things to do than spend time watching this movie. And if you have seen the movie, because there was an AMC screening already, hit me up, tell me what you thought about it. And when you see it this weekend, tell me what you thought about it in the comments. So I hope you go enjoy Caught Stealing. Go visit moviearcher.com. Check out everything we have: video, written reviews, movie, TV, all of it. And I cannot wait to hang out with you all again very, very soon.